This last week has been a absolute weird one. I think I've experienced some of the higher highs, some of the higher highs of being a gamer and some of the lowest lows at the same time. As someone who very recently has tried to expand his horizons when it comes to the types of games he plays and enjoys, I think I've gotten quite a bit of the full spectrum here. So, in case you weren't aware, on February 8th, I believe, is when Nintendo held their February Direct, and at the same time, or on the same day, Call of Duty revealed their Season 2 roadmap. And let's just say there were a lot of good things that happened, mostly in regards to the Nintendo Direct, and a lot of bad things that happened, mostly in regards to the Call of Duty news. So, I just wanted to talk about this stuff because it's a lot. So, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but, put it on as background noise or whatever you want to do with it. So, let's jump right into, the good stuff first, right? So, the Nintendo Direct was pretty freaking insane, honestly. Opening with Pikmin 4 was awesome. I'm not much of a Pikmin guy. I haven't played any of the games, really. But I have seen Arlo's reactions to some of the Pikmin stuff, and I watched his big fat review of the original Pikmin, and, I'm thinking I might want to try it. I might want to try Pikmin 4 when it drops. I don't know if it will be a day one pickup for me, but I'll probably play it this year, at least to get around to it, I guess. I don't know. I've got one good thing happening every month this year, so to have something for July would be pretty awesome. That would make pretty much every month I have something cool coming up. But anyway, so Pikmin 4, awesome. And then the next big thing for me was Metroid Prime Remastered, literally shadow dropping on the day of the Direct, at least digitally. I haven't picked it up personally. I'm hoping to get the physical edition because just last year, I went out of my way to drive 2 hours to a city near me and then 2 hours back, so 4 hours in total, just to buy a copy of Metroid Prime for my GameCube, and I played through it, and goddamn, it was the most frustrating game I've ever played. One of the most frustrating games I've ever played. It was really good up until the Phazon Mines. Everything after the Phazon Mines, I was not happy with. I was very frustrated with the controls and the game and whatever. That's for another video. Still really liked the game, though, and hearing rumors around that time that there were going to be a remaster, I was like, okay, I want to play the original before the remaster comes out. And, lo and behold, here it is. It's available now, digitally, physically on the 22nd of February, and I'm going to try and get a physical copy, just because I think it would be really cool to have the remaster next to the original on my shelf. But very hyped for that, and it looks amazing. I know a lot of people have I've somehow been dogging on the visuals and saying that they don't look that good, and I'm like, what crack are you smoking? Because, I really want to know. And some people have been complaining about the $40 price point, and I'm like, again, I understand, because at one point they sold the Metroid Prime trilogy for $60, and then again on the Wii U for $20, but that was an insane deal. An insane deal. That was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. If you didn't get it, you're never gonna get it again. And for $40, I think playing the original Prime remastered, especially if you've never played it, and now with the ability to use the original controls, the motion controls, and twin stick controls, there's no better time to hop into it, especially if you played Dread and no other Metroid games. Granted, the only Metroid game that I've played is, to completion I should say, is Dread and Prime. So I'm hoping to expand, which leads me into the next big thing that they announced. I think they announced this before Prime Remastered, but whatever. The Game Boy Advance and original Game Boy came to NSO literally that same day too. It was a shadow drop. And we got Metroid 2 Return of Samus in the original Game Boy, and then we're going to be getting Metroid Fusion in the future for the Game Boy Advanced. You do have to have the expansion pack to play Game Boy Advance games, but, who really cares? If you want it bad enough, you'll get it, and I already have it, so, it was just an extra bonus for me. But what's also very exciting with all of that being announced is that I finally will have a chance to play the original Link's Awakening on Game Boy, both of the Oracle games when those come out, and I actually just started playing the Minish Cap, I think that same night. It was either the 8th or the 9th when I started playing it, and I'm so happy, man. I was so afraid that I was never going to get to play these games, like, legitimately. I didn't want to, like, just get an emulator on my computer and play them that way, because that's, like, I don't know, I when it comes to a game like that, especially one that was originally on a handheld, I want to just, like, lay in bed, curled up with my Switch or Game Boy or whatever, and play the games. I do still have my original Game Boy Advance from when I was a kid, but finding original copies of these games is getting harder and harder by the day, and as a result, they're getting more and more expensive by the day, so it would be really difficult for me to want to pull the trigger on, say, Metroid Fusion or Minish Cap without playing them first or trying them. Like, I don't want to buy the original copies for such a high price if I'm not sure if I'm going to like them or not, so very happy that the Game Boy stuff is coming. It came, I should say. I played so much Tetris on the original Game Boy, and like I said, I started Minish Cap, and I'm looking forward to some of the other releases that are coming out. Hopefully, I doubt we will, but hopefully we'll get Pokemon somewhere along the way. I would give my left nut to be able to play Emerald on my Switch, but we'll see. If Game Freak and Nintendo can work something out, maybe. I doubt it, but it'd be fun to dream, right? And finally, obviously, the biggest thing of the whole Direct was the Tears of the Kingdom trailer that came at the end, as well as the reveal of the Collector's Edition and the Link Amiibo. I was floored, to say the least. I really, really was happy with the trailer that we got. It looked so awesome, and even the whole, like, nuts and bolts building your own car thing was, it made me freak out. I was like, yo, he got cars now and flying platforms and shit. What the hell's going on here? I was really happy. I was really happy to see more of the game, to hear Ganondorf's voice, assumingly it's Ganondorf's voice, and then just all the little story bits that we saw throughout the trailer that I'm not going to really get into in this video. I guess the point to get across here is to say, I'm very excited. I am going to try my hardest to get my hands on that Collector's Edition, and just completely binge out on that game when it comes out. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game, depending on what day you ask me. So to finally get a sequel for it is huge. And there's also a lot more to it than that, but I can get into that in a later video. So that was the Nintendo Direct side of things. So what about the Call of Duty side of things? Well, we got the roadmap for Season 2, which is launching on February 15th, and I gotta say, man, it was very disappointing as a multiplayer first guy. I don't really care for Warzone or, like, Battle Royale in general these days. I do play DMZ quite a bit, but again, I don't like the map. I don't like Al Mazrah that much for DMZ, so I might play more DMZ when the new Ashika Island comes out, but again, I'm just not, I'm a multiplayer guy. I hop in and I chill out and I play some multiplayer, maybe listen to music or whatever, I don't really play Warzone or DMZ seriously. So to see that for multiplayer, the only real, like, content that we're getting is a remake map, which was remade last year with Call of Duty Vanguard and has existed in Modern Warfare 2 Warzone. We're getting Dome, okay? That map has existed in the game since the launch of Season 1 with Warzone 2. They literally just sectioned off the part of it that's the remake, and they're sending it in as a 6v6 map. We're also getting the Museum, which was a beta map that had to be removed from the full game for some reason. We're assuming legal shit. And now they're bringing it back. And even though they haven't advertised it as new content, strictly new content, They didn't really make that clear in the roadmap. If you look at just the roadmap and not the blog post that accompanied it, you would think that this map is new when it's not. If you played the beta, you played this map already. Unless they made some very drastic changes to it because of all the legal shit that had to go on. But even still, I don't see them really doing that, at least to a degree where it is basically a different map from the beta. And then we also are getting 2 new battle maps, which, a lot like Dome, are just cut off sections of Al Mazrah, the Battle Royale map. We're getting the airport and the Zaya Observatory, which, by the way, Dome is also a part of Zaya Observatory. So we're literally getting Dome twice in this update. We're getting the battle map version of it, essentially, and we're getting the 6v6 map version of it, essentially. And, I mean, we're getting a bunch of game modes and stuff, which is kind of hit or miss. I pretty much only play, like, TDM, Domination, and Hardpoint. I don't really expand unless my friends want to play something. I am looking forward to the new raid, though. I really enjoyed the first one. Me and my friends played through that, and we had a good time, so I'm hoping to do that again. That'll be really fun. Ranked play doesn't really interest me at all, so yeah, that's about it. And a lot of people, myself included, I guess I'm not really up in arms about it because I don't take it too seriously anymore. I stopped caring about COD around Vanguard, maybe, or around the time Warzone got super big, because it's become clear to anyone who plays COD for multiplayer that the development studios just don't care about us as much anymore. I think a lot of people have used the term, like, they're keeping the lights on for multiplayer. But at this point, they are literally in blog posts advertising and saying, hey, if you want to level up your guns for Warzone or DMZ, purchase Modern Warfare 2 to play the multiplayer. And of course, the first maps they add to the game were Shoot House and Shipment, the 2 best maps for grinding out camos and stuff, and XP. And now they have a rotating playlist of Shipment 24/7, Shoot House 24/7, and Shoot the Ship. So it's like they are literally advertising the $70 premium title as just an add-on for the free-to-play mode. And goddamn, it pisses me off, and it pisses people off too. Other people off. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not quite as passionate as most people out there. I would hardly say I'm a dedicated Call of Duty fan these days. Like I said in the beginning, I've been jumping a lot between different games and trying to expand my horizons, honestly, because of shit like this. Not only with COD, but with Halo as well. You know, COD and Halo used to be like my 2 main games, but after Halo Infinite was a disaster, and seeing Call of Duty slowly shift its mentality away from the multiplayer that I love to this free-to-play battle royale that I really don't give a shit about, it's made me realize, like, okay, I need to get out there. I need to start playing some other games and actually using my Game Pass subscription that I pay for every month, not just for gold, but also to actually try out some of the games that are on there. So yeah, man, that was really sad to see. And the fact that it doesn't even look like we're going to be getting any maps in season, I'd love to be wrong about that, but they didn't designate anything as in season for multiplayer, only for DMZ, Warzone, and then the raid is also coming in season, and some other like game modes, like party game modes that we had in previous Call of Duties. I don't know. So it's not looking good, but one thing I did want to mention, I guess, you know, kind of a part 2 to this whole thing, is throughout all of this, I've seen a lot of people talk about pricing for games. With Zelda, or with Nintendo, it was the Prime Remaster and Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom, the standard edition, is $70. And Metroid Prime Remastered being $40 kind of upset some people. Like I said earlier in the commentary, people were expecting the Prime Remaster to be cheaper for some reason, even though it's not just an up-res, it's like literally like rebuilt assets in the entire game, whatever. And then Tears of the Kingdom also being $70. I may be speaking from a place of privilege here, and if I am, I apologize, but I don't see this as a problem because it's where the industry is heading overall, and I think it's going to make developers have to make their games better because, like, for years, people have been paying $60 for a base game, and people got used to that, right? People got used to the $60 price point. But now, suddenly you're asking $70, which back in the day was closer to like a collector's edition version of a game. And I don't think people are going to be accepting this lower quality crap anymore from Call of Duty, especially. With Nintendo, I think people... With the Prime Remaster, I think people are just, they're bitching to bitch, which, whatever. It's the internet. People have their opinion. They can say and do what they want. With Zelda, I don't really see the problem, just because I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is going to be much bigger than Breath of the Wild was. And I mean, I'm going to buy the collector's edition anyway, so I'm going to be paying almost double what the standard edition is. So... I don't know, man. I think it's worth it. I think paying $70 for a Nintendo game is worth it because you're going to get a degree of quality, at least if it's a first-party Nintendo game. Third-party is kind of, but I don't really see that as a problem. Now, to jump to the Call of Duty side of things, right? Paying $70 for COD every year is going to get harder and harder on people, especially if the games keep coming out in these half-broken states, missing a shit ton of content, and if they keep focusing on the free-to-play aspects with, DMZ and Warzone. Like I said, man, it's gonna hit a breaking point. I know that if the price of games is gonna go up generally, I'm gonna be more choosy about what games I buy, right? I'm not just gonna buy everything that releases because it looks cool. I'm gonna do my research, and I'm gonna decide if a game is worth it before I buy it. Now, that might be kind of hypocritical for me to say, because pretty much every game I have lined up this year I'm looking to buy day one. The RE4 remake that's coming out next month, picking that up day one. Tears of the Kingdom, picking that up day one. The Metroid Prime remaster, I'm picking up later this month. All that stuff. Pikmin 4, I may even pick up day one. Who knows? That's all the way in July. That's so far away I can't even think of it. But what I'm saying is that if I am in doubt of a game's quality, I am going to wait, and I'm going to do my research before I buy it. And I think a lot of people are going to start doing that now. Instead of just impulse buying things day one, they're going to look at that $70 price tag, and they're going to say, I think I'm going to wait and see how this all plays out. And, so I think with Call of Duty especially, we're going to see a breaking point here very soon, where people are not going to put up with their half-baked shit for $70, and then even if they do put up with the half-baked shit for $70, they're not going to enjoy this lack of service for that $70 game that they paid for, It's a thing where it's like, how long are you going to treat your players and consumers and users like shit? You're giving the guys that haven't given you anything as an entrance fee more than you're giving the people who gave you $70. You can say, well, if you buy the game, you buy it because you like it, or you want to level up your guns, or you get premium XP when you play the free-to-play modes, but it's like, what if I don't do that? What if I'm not playing the game to just level up guns for Warzone and DMZ? What if I'm just playing it because I like Call of Duty and I've played it for, over 15 years, starting with World at War for me? What if I'm playing this because I like the standard 6v6 and maybe dip my toes into ground war every now and again? But what if I just like the standard multiplayer and I want to get content for the multiplayer that I paid for? I don't know, man. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. In fact, I didn't even buy the Season 1 Battle Pass for Modern Warfare 2. I didn't buy any of them for Vanguard because I hardly played Vanguard, so why the hell would I put money into that game? In fact, I regret buying it. I only bought it because I was waiting for Halo Infinite, and then Halo Infinite Shadow dropped its multiplayer like a week after I bought it, and I was like, what the fuck? So, I don't know, man. I think if you have problems with the pricing of games and like the fact that it's going up, just wait, man. Nobody is forcing you to buy these games day one. And if you're unsure, then just wait and see. If the reviews are good, then pick it up or wait for a sale. Games go on sale all the time, unless it's first party Nintendo. So, wait till a game goes on sale and pick it up for a slightly cheaper price if you don't want to pay the full $70. I don't know what to tell you. I just hope that in the future, this sort of thing gets outlawed, or not outlawed, but it pushes the developers to make better products. Because if you're going to charge more for something, you have to provide more, right? Nobody's gonna buy a $70 game with the content of a $20 game. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I gotta say. I hope this is a sign of change for things, and I hope that developers and publishers will take note of that, and I hope consumers won't be stupid and just buy these games outright. I hope you guys will think a little bit with your money before you throw it out there. So, that is all I had to say here in this discussion. Like I said, this week has been a bit of a roller coaster for me. Some very high highs. That Nintendo Direct was crazy, and some very low lows seeing the Call of Duty news. I guess just to mention it, Halo Infinite's doing pretty well. They released a community playlist with some new maps. They also started a new event, which is so much better than the Joint Fire Ops event. I was so mad at that last event. Oh my god. So Halo Infinite's doing all right, despite the fact that 343 hemorrhaged employees and people were unsure if the franchise was even going to continue. We got some good news, I guess. You know, some new maps made by the community in Forge, which all of the maps are amazing. I didn't get a chance to play on them all yet, but the few that I did, the couple that I did, absolutely phenomenal. So shout out to the community members who made those maps. You guys are killing it. But I did have fun. I did have fun playing Halo Infinite, which is kind of weird to say. I actually enjoyed it. So, but yeah, man, that's all that I had to say. Sound off in the comments with how you are feeling about whatever. You know, if any of this news resonated with you, or if you're feeling it, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I may or may not see you guys in the next one, depending on how many months goes between this video and the next one. So, have a good day, good night, good morning, whatever time you're watching this, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.